Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Greg Michalowski from ForexLive.com. This is going to be a technical analysis preview for the pound versus US dollar for the week of September 29, 2014. I'm going to title it, Let's See What Monday Tells Us. And what do we know about this week in the UK? Well, we know that the fundamentals that are coming out are not as important as, let's say, the EU or the US. In the Eurozone, we're going to have the interest rate decision from the ECB on Thursday, and then on Friday, we're going to have the US employment report. Those things overshadow what's happening in the UK. We have PMI data coming out of the UK. We have the current account on Tuesday. We have real GDP for the second quarter, or the final GDP for the second quarter coming out on Tuesday as well. And a few monetary policy committee members speaking on both Tuesday and then on Wednesday. So that's going to be the highlights for the UK. Now, what about the technical picture? What is that going to tell us? And I think that's going to be more telling for traders this week. What do we know about the technical picture? Well, this is the hourly chart of the pound versus US dollar, and I've outlined some areas here, the yellow areas here that correspond first off with the gap from September 5th to September 8th. This was a gap created by the Scotland referendum. The referendum poll came out and said that Scotland was moving more toward the yes vote, and that scared traders into this weekend gap, and the market moved sharply to the downside. The bottom of the gap came in around the 162.75 level. The top of the gap came in around the 162.31 level, and the market on Friday ended up in between those two levels. Now, he opened up, went a little bit below that this low area right here, but quickly rebounded, currently trading at the 40 level, so above the 31 level, which was the high price from the Monday after that gap lower. Key level that I'm going to be watching, if we can move below that 31 level, and then the 18 level where we had a number of different lows through here. I kind of earmarked or looked at that and saw a bunch of lows here. If we move below that 18 level, 31 and then 18, this bottom, what I call goalpost, then I think the downside might be favored, in which case we start to go toward this high, this low. This was a ceiling, this was a little bit of a floor. Get below that level, then move below the low price from September 15th or 16th, and then we start to think about moving down toward our 160.50 level. That would be the progression if the bias can remain below the 31 level in trading, not only through today, but going forward in the week. Now, what about the top side? On the top side, we have that 75 to 78 level, which is our low price from this Friday before the gap to the downside. Then we have these other lows through here. That's why I put the level at the 75 level. This was actually 78. This is 75. So if we move above those two levels, that's positive. And then at the 86 level, we have the 50% retracement of this move to the upside. So that's important as well. And so with the market on Friday trading in between these two goalposts, the upper one defined by 74 to 87 and the bottom one defined by 18, around 18 to 31, we're in sort of a neutral zone now, the zone where the market has to figure out the next move. Overall, however, the bias is a little bit more to the downside. Why? We were below the trend line. We're below the 100-hour moving average. We're below the 200-hour moving average, this green line right here. And so if we're below trend lines and moving averages, the bias is to the downside. Moreover, on Friday, what did we do? We held the resistance against the 200-hour moving average. So that bias is also showing to the downside. So it's up to the buyers to show that they can buy against this level and move the price back above the 75 to 86 level, and then get the price above the 100 and 200-hour moving average up here, the green and the blue line. If they cannot do that, if the buyers cannot do that, the bias is going to remain to the downside for the pound versus US dollar, and we're going to be looking at more downside. So overall, this is what we're going to look on for on Monday. Or do we get above here and move toward the 100 and 200, or do we go below here and keep the bears in control? That will be the key question for your trading today in the pound versus US dollar, and for this week for that currency pair. So watch those levels and we'll see what pans out. If you like this video and want to see more, please click on our YouTube subscribe button right here, and please visit our website each and every day at forexlive.com. You will not regret it. Good fortune with your trading today, and good fortune with your trading this week. My name is Greg Michalowski. Bye-bye now.